This is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
This is Sun FM. It's 4 p.m.
Sun FM.
The news.
With the news, my name is Alan Mwale. The headlines. Minister of Information and Media and Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has called on Zambians to remain calm and united during the mourning period of the late 60th President Edgar Lungu. A governance expert has voiced disappointment over the criticism directed at former President Edgar Lungu's religious initiatives, particularly the introduction of the National Day of Prayer, Fasting, Reconciliation and Repentance. The Zambia Compulsory Standards Agency, ZEXA, has seized 282 crates of expired Mosi light beer from a named distributor in Ndola valued at 78,960 kwacha. In sports, 9-time Zambian Football League champions Zesco United are believed to be closing in on re-signing Chipolopolo midfielder Kelvin Kampamba as they look to bolster their squad ahead of the 2025-2026 season. The news in detail shortly.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
And now the news in detail. Minister of Information and Media and Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has called on Zambians to remain calm and united during the mourning period for the late 60th President Edgar Lungu. The call comes after family spokesperson Makebi Zulu announced that the former president's remains would not be repatriated today as previously expected. The repatriation and burial of late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu remains uncertain after his family cancelled the planned program, citing alleged inconsistencies and a breach of agreement by the government. Mr. Zulu announced that during an initial joint meeting between the family and government, both parties had agreed that the former president's remains would be repatriated and lie in state at his residence on the same day.
The family has noted with regret that there have been attempts to subvert the spirit of the agreement that the family and the government got into by engagement into the following on the part of the government. The next thing was that there was a program for the arrival of the body at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. This program suggested that upon arrival at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, the body would be taken to a designated place for a church service, and thereafter it would be received by President Hakainde Hichilema at the airport. This position was not an agreed position with the family, and the program was made without consultation with the family.
Addressing mourners at the funeral service of late Zambia's first Secretary for Education at the Zambia Mission in Australia, Mrs. Mwemba Muvita in Choma, Mr. Mwetwa acknowledged that the development was a source of concern for many citizens. He stated that the government and the family had engaged in lengthy but constructive discussions, leading to recently announced resolutions in South that had given hope that the impasse had been resolved. However, he reassured the Zambians that despite the disappointment, all would be well. He further assured the nation that President Hakainde Hichilema remains fully in control of the country's affairs despite the challenges surrounding the repatriation process. Meanwhile, Mr. Mwetwa paid tribute to the late Mrs. Mobita, describing her as a peaceful and dedicated citizen who served Zambia with integrity and diligence. He encouraged diplomats to emulate her commitment to national service. A governance expert has voiced disappointment over the criticism directed at former President Edgar Lungu's religious initiatives, particularly the introduction of the National Day of Prayer, Fasting, Reconciliation and Repentance. James Matches argues that while some sections of society misunderstood and dismissed these efforts, they are rooted in a genuine desire to foster national unity and promote spiritual reflection among Zambians. He highlighted Lungu's commitment to religious values, citing his establishment of October 18th as a National Day of Prayer and the creation of the Ministry of Religious Affairs and National Guidance as examples. Mr. Matches dismissed claims that the initiatives were political gimmicks, asserting that they reflected Lungu's broader commitment to strengthening the connection between citizens and their faith.
A day when we could, think of national unity. We could think of actually seeking God's face and appreciating who God is in our lives. And of course, with guidance from a number of people, His Excellency declared that as a public day. And the first 2015 itself, just a few months at being in office, that tells you that he was not just doing the issue of politicking, but he realized that Zambia is known, shall be called a Christian nation.
The Zambia Compulsory Standards Agency, ZICSA, has seized 282 crates of expired Mosi Light beer from a named distributor in Ndola valued at 78,960 kwacha. This followed a tip-off from a whistleblower in Ndola's Pamozi Township on the sale of expired clear beer, contrary to the provisions of the Zambian standard. Communications and Public Relations Manager Brian Hatioka disclosed that the agency has since restricted the products pending disposal in a bid to protect consumers as provided for by the Compulsory Standards Act. Mr. Hatioka assured that the ZICSA has enhanced its enforcement, public education and stakeholder across the country to ensure that only safe products are traded on the Zambian market. Meanwhile, the agency has disposed of 1,610 cases of non-compliant packed Royal Sachet water, which were seized from the Precision Royal Beverages Limited factory last year following the conclusion of administrative processes.
The agency warns of punitive actions against entities supplying non-compliant products on the Zambian market, as such products pose a risk to public health and safety. The agency is urging the public to be vigilant and inform any of the nearest offices upon encountering any suspicious product covered by compulsory standards so that they can be protected from unsafe products on the market. We are committed to enforcing compulsory standards in a bid to protect the health and safety of consumers.
A 13-year-old girl residing in the Chief Mulendema area of Mumbwa district has allegedly been sexually abused by her 38-year-old stepfather, subsequently leaving her with sexually transmitted infections. Southern Province Commanding Officer Oxencio Daka confirmed that the events transpired between January and June 2025 in Mumbwa district. Mr. Daka stated that in May 2025, the victim disclosed to her mother that her stepfather had been abusing her since January 2025. Following this revelation, the mother confronted her husband, who however reacted aggressively and compelled both her and their daughter to vacate the matrimonial home and subsequently relocated to Chikanta in Kalomo district. While residing in Chikanta, the mother observed on June 13th, 2025, that both she and her daughter had developed genital warts, and on June 17th, 2025, they sought medical assistance at Iteji District Hospital, where an examination confirmed that the child had contracted syphilis. Corroborating the reported circumstances, Mr. Daka had since noted that as of now, No arrests have been made and a case docket has been opened and investigations into the matter are ongoing. We take a break and return with sports news.
Shake and sip down in your soul. What you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Shake and sip. Get up and show me how to shake and sip. Get up off your feet.
Shake things up with Shake and Sip Fruity Milk.
Shake and sip. Go, go, go. Every moment you be in the zone. Shake it up, shake your feet. That's the way to
Shake
go.
and Sip, when fresh meets fruity.
9-time Zambian Football League champions, Zesco United, are believed to be closing in on re-signing Chipolopolo midfielder Kelvin Kampamba as they look to bolster their squad ahead of the 2025-2026 season. The Ndola-based side is determined to assemble a formidable team with a goal of securing their 10th league title and earning a place in the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup. Kampamba has emerged as a primary target for his former club after declining to extend his stay with Libyan outfit Al Madina. Before his stint at Al Madina, the talented 29-year-old midfielder played for Al Nassr Benghazi, which he joined in January 2024. Kampamba previously left Zesco United midway through the 2023-2024 Zambian Super League season, having netted 7 goals. Should the deal materialize, Kampamba will be Zesco United's second major acquisition of the transfer window, following reports that the 2025 APSA Cup champions have agreed personal terms with defender Kabaso Chongo. However, Zesco United is facing stiff competition from Power Dynamos and Nkana Football Club, both of whom are keen to secure Kampamba's services once again. With Ona Janza returning as technical director and reports suggesting Tenant Chilumba could rejoin as head coach, the odds appear favorable for Zesco United to land their desired signing. That sports item brings us to the end of this edition of the news. Do stay tuned for more with views on the news that's coming up next. My name is Alan Mwale.
When everything is bright and golden, the sun is shining in the mighty morning. Without my family in that moment, that day would have been a bad day.
Yeah, everyone's bad day is my bad day. But guess what? When my banja comes together, there are no bad days.
When you are there, you bring the shine.
Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
Imagine having nature's secrets to health and vitality in a bottle. Introducing Lifeway Shot Health Drink. Ginger for digestion. Beetroot for stamina. Aloe vera for skin. Tamarind for metabolism. Baobab for immune support. Lifeway Shot. Embrace wellness naturally.
Alan Mwale with the Community News Bulletin. This is Views on News. I'm Evans Malasham. Remember to participate. You will be calling us on 0955 855 953. Let's look at the stories that made headlines. Minister of Information and Media and Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has called on Zambians to remain calm and united during the mourning period for the late 60th President Edgar Lungu. A government expert has voiced disappointment over the criticism directed at former President Edgar Lungu's religious intentions, particularly the introduction of the National Day of Prayer, Fasting, Reconciliation and Repentance. The Zambia Compulsory Standards Agency, ZCSA, has seized 282 crates of expired Mosilite beer from a named distributor in Ndola valued at 78,960. A 13-year-old girl residing in the Chief Lumendema area of Mumbwa district has allegedly been sexually abused by her 38-year-old stepfather, subsequently leaving her with sexually transmitted infections. 9-time Zambia Football League champion Zesco United are believed to be closing in on re-signing Chipolopolo midfielder Kelvin Kapamba as they look to boost their squad ahead of the 2025-2026 season. 0955 855 953, that is the number you're calling on. 0955 855 953, that is the number you're calling this particular afternoon. It is the Wednesday edition of Views on News. 0955 855 953. That is 0955 855 953. Good afternoon.
One Zambia, one nation. Bamala Shaman, Kalabanji, Martin, the Banjo Captain.
Oh, he said, "As soon as I no, I have a bunch of
Kebishika Tuamba, the Pumula Pochabim Dara, and Galema.
Mundu Amafunica Pumula.
Very important. I'm a Zambian Pumana. My brother story and Dicatani to Alpha Yaba, former president, who is Dicatagorungu at the body, but suppose point foot. And Bapera Namazon, no Mamazon Bapera and Adawasana. To go see Mazon Bapera Quevati. I don't have no tape, Quevati. We have put one and attack. We have put that. I would invite no Yako. That's because we have put whatever to Mamona. Because I'm going to get Ramakadenga, Makadava, Power, Fatorisha of Yako, putting a value knowledge into that. Come to about the Waru Shenyapa. No, but you finish your Marcianati, but to over something way so. What at the end of the if you're not invited, you should not go there. At any problem. Napita, put nice of which I try to put the English Kunga and the Wood to go about former president. No matter what I get to Museo. And I tell you to Niarenga if you said, what I get them to Charlie for which what is the former president. Now, we don't wake up. Kwanga. So, natural morning have a man that always extend the foot up. Mr. Apua. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. 0955 855 953, that is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. That is 0955 855 953. It is the Wednesday edition of Views on News. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Abomba Febu, no very shan.
Oh, we know what I'm
Mukaiba Konkanye.
Hintunga infani infomwe bantu bakwalesa abafyashwe twali tushe kushikira baletere kyo bantu bashiko kuchirefya kulandalanda efyongo abashito aikala shane ushwa muntu okwafuira fya kulandalanda fye into fisa palasi mutunga bashika olo bambo kulanda lamba twakanya ifi batu walaishiwa kwenshi ko shujo ni eka tukwacha bantu taba pepa ate fotifiri okuba tuli bonto waigana
so totela 0955 855 953. That is the number you are calling on this particular edition of Views on News. That is 0955 855 953. Do give us a call on that particular number and let us know what your views on news are. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm great, thanks. Who am I talking to?
Mr. X from Gazumbaret.
Mr. X, please do go ahead.
Yeah, my technique ne aba makedi tsuru. Ama reasons wapere ma makedi tsuru ya.
Mr. X, remember that your views are on the stories that ran in the news. So you need to give us views on the stories that were read at 16 hours.
Okay.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. Please be reminded that your views should be based on the stories that were read in the 16 hours community bulletin news. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, my brother.
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Thank you. The voice of the voiceless, Mr. Juba within Indora.
Please do go ahead.
Thank you. Depo kuranda ko yobe basangire ko waro wabe expired. Ebo bareshisha abantu katika Ndora hii. Kupa mozi kusa. It's quite sad. Usango kachinja mtango ya bantu baresha capitalize. Nokulawo nawe nyo ya bantu. You know, chintunga chibe expired, which means it has got some side effect to life ya muntu. And kutina lomba kusukwasa uteko, they continue monitoring it in katika charo. There are so many things church yaba fika performance standards bilo kubapo katika charo. Pimo mandaweti, pimo hamu futulia watu mazanga chimali bama chemicals. Ngaona wala mabu miyaba. That's why we have got so many diseases katika charo. If you see mchango yo, chaituleta mati. So ababomberako tule mulenda mulemona mashopu nga mwingira ka supermarket and family mwingira to mule mulata standard ya kintu. So that mulebendera bala manufacturers kwabati this is what we have found, so that abantu baleshite sintichalinga kabiri kwete obusuma obumi obusuma katika myoshabo. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling us on this particular afternoon. That is 0955-855-953. Do give us a call and let us know where you're calling from and what your views on news is. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Mr. Kala. How are you?
I'm good.
Please do go ahead.
Mr. Kabwela.
Kabwela, please do go ahead.
Kabwela, Mondola Mkwai.
Mkwai bakonka nyepo.
Mkwai na inendevu na poine mwachilele ngokola chawe. Mubili waba president wesu ta uleisa. Echo balanda balupwa kupitila muli ba Makedi Zulu. So mwandi ni chatupere obulanda sana ine. Shishi besile chitika kumubili waba president. Shishi vechile tutika mwandini wishira president ni shi umubiri wabo to abachushi shefi wisheni family kwete problemu nango ni government nde munapati babi chitafyonse bafrika ni afyonse government.
Hello. All right. Sadly, seems we have lost him there. 0955-855-953. That is the number you are calling us on this particular afternoon. That is 0955-855-953. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Zambia and Manchester City coach Chelsea kuna kundora.
Mukaiba konka nyepo.
Malasha shuwa we muntu walishi bati wali asende simalweroko wasifumye wasileta no mumwana wobe uwo wasiyeta. I think abantu mwa polisi nga mwabekata first mwabatala mwabaleta kukulire nabepisha ku pop questions ichilenga limbi ba polisi tamwaishi bokuchita interrogate yapata antu byamsango ifire twalida tenga naishi inenga nabachita interrogate abantu naishi ba ichilenga kuti nalandira ko kubantu abengi so that baishi babachitata ngamulenu efi ngamule chitesi efi mili tungulwa mukutitesi nafuma koko na yakuchirira ama conditions yale panga yakutira ati bagredo umsebo kutira nyoto kashikale pita bwino na abantu ati ifu yo twachita shani yo ku airport bali mana na president bapokelea na military nani kan military bandi ya
Available countrywide. Available countrywide. Channel 94 on Topstar decoders.
That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
Jump on the basic or classic bouquet on Topstar. Sun Sports TV, the home of all sports. Channel 94 on Topstar decoders. Available countrywide. Available countrywide.
We deeply apologize for that break in transmission. You through to Sun FM. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mabomba chani ngoma.
Obamba febu no version bana band.
Nawe silikebeni wa transport. Network ni sakamana kila chike. Nara sende poba chacha poba aba dire ba odota na step dota wa mpera na malwe. Bashtate ya kunwanwa na bachila. No mwana so nanguni step dota shuwa waikata muna ni watobera. Au mwandini wale bakaka. Vale bakaka no tinoku vale kau. Again fiamba na fibuku kapaka chapa bali teka nyako. Vale kaka kwa matoloshi nomba bambo kakula kubana. Na latenda kone aba former president awe chichiriro mwandine chiriro kene chanda kuisha kope muzambi. Kukuchusha omuntu sedi omuntu aye mkutusha. Tabale chusha omuntu uyule kweba lelo shawe. Uli omuntu nganaya uya mkumuzika aya mkutusha omuntu. Tulelanda pepachiro chabaya chabene bali chire babomba wino abene bali chanchike efintu olomba mwe bachere kono mwa kata ule efintu kumwene cha mbonzani ya patita mwaba abantu abasifa umuntu nako instead baye bamu tushishe awe na papa sana tulibonse
totela 0955-855-953 is the number you are calling on this particular afternoon. It is the Wednesday edition of Views on News. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Brother Malash. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, my take is on the beer which has been taken from Pamos there. You know, last time it was the Castle Light, we heard that it was of poor quality. We need to be very sensitive with these things, you know, because it gives us many risks, especially to health of the people. So let us be on the lookout, especially beer and food products. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. 0955-855-953. This is Views on News Wednesday edition. I think I do have time for one or two more calls before we wrap up the day. Through to Sun FM, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Bueno, Bajan. Kalufianya mkwai bakonka nyepo.
Mwana taule tusha ture tumule tusha pe ule tusha pe badaji ho taule tusha ikopeye na Zambia bale kengese barangi bale ade te mubutende munera kana kumundu bale babwesha nabakiro kwinjira mo bakwire bayinjira bati kile munera kika nawo mala ikadi bizo ko babwesha monopole ko bale kapacharo aba kwani bona ababale kubeka ikataba kabeko no kubeye ukuba wote kama kaniwezo Ndio ndio chapia cho ukichara abashani kandi namlepata kila mtu kile chao Vantisevena Zambia tuanakana. That's all there.
All right, thank you. And on that call, that is where we wrap up today's edition of Views on News. Thank you to everybody that did manage to get through and express their views on the news. We still have more lined up for you in terms of conversations, engaging ones, and so much on the drive still ahead. So stay listening and watching. Good afternoon.
Mama twapatira abwera ndani bigiriko